It's very, very difficult, almost near impossible to mimic movements in a facility like out when you're actually playing. And just like practice is gonna be very different than when you get to a full game mode. Once you're in that full game mode, you're not thinking, hey, I need to plant and then let my hips drop and move backwards. So we need to make that so it's unconscious thoughts. As soon as you do thousands and thousands of reps, you change the neuromuscular system or firing output to your muscles so that you don't have to think about it when you go and cut and move and do that. You also build up more strength than what you had before so that you can have this capacity to allow your body to do this stuff. Because let's face it, in a soccer match, it's 100 miles an hour. You're not thinking, you're not moving, you can't control the variables. Within yourself, you can't even control the variables, yet alone someone putting a shoulder into you, jumping in the air, going for a header, battling, getting stuck into a tackle. There's just factors that you can't control, but what you can control is the appropriate time of when you return. And that's where I think, again, the tensegrity separates ourselves from a lot of other places because we have the tools and the knowledge of and understanding. These kids need to take the time because what's gonna happen is as soon as you let them go, they're gonna come back and be torn. And let's face it, once you have one done, then the next time it happens, it's even more difficult to get back to where you wanna go. So truly, you're looking at a solid year to 2 years before there's true maturation of this graft that happens. It doesn't mean you have to sit out for 2 years, but you need to be training this entire time.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned because that's exactly what happened, right? So I got the surgery at school, initiated the treatment at school. So when I came here, it had been 6 months already. So I was cleared by the doctor, right? When I got here, did all the testing that you guys do, they told me exactly what you just explained. Your force output that we tested on the Biodex, my muscles were strong. So they were like, okay, now we're gonna test the movement side of things that you said, force plate, cameras, the 6 movements. On those, after I did all of them, they said, hey, you shouldn't go back fully because of this and that, because they assessed my movement patterns. It wasn't quite good to go back. In my mind, I was young, couldn't wait to play, and I think that's good for us to talk about this because a lot of kids, they get hurt, but they can't wait to go back and play again because they think, oh no, I'm a superhero, nothing's gonna happen. If the doctor told me that I can't go back in 6 months, it doesn't matter what I did within those 6 months, I can't go back, right? So I left here and said, yeah, my muscles are strong enough. My movement pattern isn't quite good, but I'm just gonna go back and see what happens. Tore again. And it's exactly what you said. The second time, one, your mental is completely destroyed because you already battled that first injury. And now you have the second one. You know that you're gonna have to do everything over and again and to get strong again, improve your movement patterns. And that was actually when I got the surgery in Eugene, initiated the treatment with you guys, and I knew exactly what I needed to do going back to school. Took about a year and a few months. That's when I got back, and it hasn't bothered me or, my knees. Again, it's not the same, but it doesn't stop me from doing anything.